going on SHG? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about how to become more disciplined, and this is part 4. And in this topic we'll be talking about having purpose.
Yes sir.
Now, how does having purpose make you more disciplined? It increases your creativity, making you think about better things. So some people in reality are lazy. They're constantly getting distracted from things that they don't need to be doing. They're constantly not working on their goals, but just being lazy, doing things like playing games, watching YouTube, or constantly on social media, texting, or constantly going outside. You having purpose makes you more disciplined, increasing your creativity. So now that you have purpose, you may be thinking of what you should be doing. So instead of fantasizing, you're actually thinking of what you should be doing. You're starting to have a form of creativity. You may think big, you may think like you can do anything, and then you will start to achieve those things that you're thinking about. So instead of thinking about negative things, you're thinking about positive things, different things that the normal person don't think about. It's very unique, very specific to you because you're more creative. You're thinking about real things that may help the world, or that may become a sort of change in the future for the entire world. So you having a creative mind and thinking about better things is a form of discipline.
Period.
Because it's very hard for someone to be creative in this day and age because they've ruined our creativity. But you become more creative is a form of discipline. Also, when you have purpose, you spend more time working than being distracted. So majority of the time, it's hard for people to just constantly be working. It's hard for people to focus on what goals they have in life. But more time when they're working, they're less distracted. They're more focused on their goals. And that's a form of discipline. You having purpose, you not being distracted from your goals, and you spending more time working than being distracted is a form of discipline, especially if you don't usually do this. And you're more focused on your purpose than worldly things. So the things of this world, maybe you don't party, you don't want to go out most of the time, you're just at home working, constantly busy, focused on your grind, rather than focused on the world, focused on your goals, rather than focusing on entertaining people, focused on yourself, rather than people pleasing, is a form of discipline, SHG. So, you focused on your goals rather than worldly things is a form of discipline.
Nice.
And purpose can lead you closer to Yahusha, giving you knowledge and discipline. So when you're on your purpose, you may be doing Yahusha's will to do whatever you're doing, but for Yahusha's will and not your own. So you not focusing on your desires, but focusing on Yahusha's desires is you dying to the flesh and letting Yahusha's will be done and not yours. This is a form of just discipline, SHG. And also you getting closer to Yahusha will also give you wisdom to become more disciplined, and it will give you knowledge and understanding to become more disciplined in your life. You also reading the Bible is a form of discipline, because people may not want to read, but you actually reading it and taking it in and trying to understand it is a form of discipline, because when you first begin to read the Bible, it's not as easy. However, the more you read it, the easier it becomes, and you will have ears to hear and eyes to see of what the Bible is trying to talk about. And also, having purpose stops you from being lazy. So if you're constantly lazy and you deciding to work on your purpose, this is a form of discipline. You not laying in your bed all day with your socks on. You not playing games while eating junk food, but eating healthily. All forms of discipline, SHG. So if you want to become more disciplined, it stops you from being lazy when you're focusing and having a purpose. It also makes you more productive. You may be feeling more energetic because you've got a plan. And it's hard for people to stay towards a plan. But now that you've got a plan, you are becoming more disciplined. You are becoming more productive. You are focused more on your goals. This is why having purpose is a form of discipline, SHG. But that will be the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And remember, Yahusha loves you. In Yahusha's mighty name I pray. In a bit, SHG. Amen.